Hey, how's it going, guys? It's the Llamaster here, and welcome back to another Rocket League video. And in this one, guys, we are going to be talking about something pretty interesting that has to do with a recent update that just came out, and that is how they changed a few of the decals, some by accident, some on purpose, but more specifically, how they changed a couple of the mystery decals. Yes, so the decals I'm talking about are two mysteries and a very rare that you get from pretty much every crate in the game, but the two mysteries are hexed and tora, two very different decals, and they kind of changed them in different ways. And then along with that, for the very rare decal, they changed snakeskin for some reason, and it looks quite a bit different. So yeah, guys, definitely a very interesting video, and if you do enjoy it, be sure to leave a like down below. Let's try and get 4,000 likes for this new update. If you have had good crate luck, just leave a like down below, and let's see if we can get there. But without further ado, guys, let's just jump straight into it. Alright, guys, so let's start it off here with hexed, and then go into snakeskin, and then finally finish it out with tora at the end, which kind of has the biggest change out of all of them. But before we even get into hexed and snakeskin, I will specifically say that these changes were not on purpose. In fact, Corey Davis, who is the design director at Psyonix Studios, actually tweeted out that hexed and snakeskin decals looking different after patch is not intended and is being looked into. So with that being said, these two decals definitely will not last very long. In fact, they'll probably be hotfixed really soon. But before then, we get to play around with some different looking decals, and some people actually think the changes make the decals look better. And also, I'm pretty sure that tora was purposely changed, and we'll get into that later on. But again, hexed and snakeskin were not on purpose, but they still actually look pretty sick, such as the new version of hexed right here. And unfortunately, I only have a picture at the moment because I don't actually have a hexed in my inventory right now. But either way, you can still see that it was changed quite a bit. Now, specifically more what was changed is it just has more of like a 3D texture to it. I don't know if that has to do with like kind of the shading of the colors, because if we look at a previous unboxing of mine where I did get hexed, it looks a lot more flat, and the hexagons just don't pop out as much, because on the old version it's clearly more of a 2D texture. But then again, if we go back to the current version of hexed, it clearly looks more 3D and kind of even looks like a golf ball with those dimples on the top. But yeah, it has definitely been changed, there is no doubt about that, and personally I actually like this one better. I mean, hexed in the past was just pretty basic, but this adds like an entire new layer to it that actually makes it a lot cooler. Now, I have no idea if this will affect prices or make the decals go up at all, because again, this is only going to be here for a little while, until of course they change it. But as of now, if you guys like this, be sure to comment down below, and maybe we can somehow change their mind to keep hexed like this. Now, with that being said, let's take a look at the snakeskin decal, which again, as they said, is an accidental change and kind of has a similar thing going for it. And actually, I think this one may have already been fixed, maybe hexed too, I'm not 100% sure. But again, I'll show you both of these so you can compare them and see if the changed version is actually better, because if we look at the previous snakeskin, it is actually really sick. I actually love the snakeskin decal, and I've said it before that it should have been like a black market and have the whole thing have an animation to it, but still, it's a sick decal, and it's actually quite a bit more 3D than the original hexed. But then if we move on to a picture of the snakeskin, as soon as this update was released, it's clearly different with a lot bigger emphasis on those shadows between the scales. Because again, if we go back to the previous picture of the original snakeskin, the shadows are more subtle, but it definitely gives it a more 3D feel. And then if we go back to the changed version, those shadows kind of more separate the scales instead of making them look more 3D, but it still actually looks pretty good, and I can't really decide which version I like better. And again, I just don't know how this was done on accident. Unless they were trying to optimize the skins or change them in a different way, it really makes no sense that these would suddenly change with the new update. But still, looking at both of these versions together, the newer one might have been an improvement. So again, if you guys actually like the newer version, be sure to comment down below in case we can actually change Psyonix's mind and get this newer version into the game. But anyways, enough time talking here about decals that were changed on accident. Let's get into the one that had the biggest change, and in my mind was changed for the better by a ton. Now, the decal I'm talking about right here is the tora. So yeah, if you can't see the obvious change here, and it is pretty freaking obvious now, they decided to add that furry texture to the tora decal. And personally, I think it makes it look a ton better. Now, to be honest, there were a lot of things that could have been done to the original tora to make it look better, just because it was so simple. It was pretty flat, and the animations to it were super subtle. And the animations on the new one are pretty subtle as well, but just adding that new texture to it makes it a lot more special, and with some colors, it actually makes the animation pop out a bit more. But again, overall, overall, I actually really like this change. It's just, it makes the old super simple Tora into something more unique, which a mystery decal should be. I mean, the old Tora could have been like a very rare and nobody would have batted an eye. But this new Tora, again, is more special, and maybe in the future they'll decide to make the animation bigger and not as subtle as it is now. But until then, I definitely like this now, and I could say that it would make it even go up in price a little bit. Of course, not a lot, but this easily makes it more desirable. But anyways, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, of course, leave a like down below, and do not forget to subscribe if you're new for more Nitro Crate trading videos in the near future, as well as check out some of my previous videos if you missed them right here, such as a huge Nitro Crate opening in which we got a ton of awesome stuff, and also a video showing off the 2 new mystery decals. But other than that, guys, again, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm the Llama Sir, and I will see you guys next time.